Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well. And in the words of the legendary Alan Partridge, hope you're having a really good Monday and week wherever you are in the world and whatever you are planning to get up to. On this afternoon show, I'm going to be bringing to you guys your latest and your greatest Tottenham Hotspur transfer rumours, reports and updates in the summer transfer window. And I want to start things off by talking about the one, the only, Harry Kane, the man who's had so much speculation surrounding him over the last few weeks. The news we heard last week is that Bayern Munich had put in a 60 million bid, 70 million euros for Harry Kane. It was rejected immediately and Bayern are preparing a new bid. That new bid is still yet to come in. But look, we do have some more breaking news coming in this morning on this story from a fair few reliable journalists, in all honesty. Not the most reliable, such as Fabrizio Romano and Damasio, but a fair few saying that Bayern Munich are set to put in another bid for Harry Kane, and that Harry Kane's representatives are going to push for a move to Bayern Munich. So his agents, the people surrounding him, do want Harry Kane to move to Bayern Munich and are going to push for the move for Harry Kane. This is big news in this story, but does this change my stance on this transfer? No. I've said all summer long, and I've stuck by this and I stick by it now. Harry Kane will not leave Tottenham Hotspur this summer. He will either go on a free next summer or will sign a new contract because he wants to break that Premier League record and because he loves Tottenham Hotspur. And let me explain, right? 2 years ago, Manchester City put in a 100 million bid for Harry Kane. It was rejected. Not only was it rejected as a 100 million bid, but Harry Kane was forcing a move at that time, or trying to. He wasn't turning up to training sessions. He was doing interviews, playing golf with Gary Neville, basically calling out Spurs, saying we have no ambition, that he wants to move on. And he still didn't get the move. He still didn't get the move away from Spurs when another club was putting in a 100 million bid and him himself was trying to force it. 2 years later, another club in another country, keep in mind Harry Kane would love to break that Premier League all-time top goal scorer record. Another team in another country is putting in a bid way less than that for Harry Kane, and Harry Kane himself isn't even pushing for the move. I understand there's a year left on his contract and it's slightly different, but I cannot see it happen. I cannot see it happening. The fact they're putting in less of a bid than Manchester City did 2 years ago, and the fact that Harry Kane himself isn't forcing or doesn't really want that move to Bayern Munich makes me believe it's not going to happen, especially when you consider that 2 years ago it didn't happen when Kane was trying to force a move and when Manchester City were putting in bids way above what Bayern Munich are putting in, 40 million extra pretty much. So look, I don't think it will happen for those reasons. Another reason I don't think it will happen, the Premier League all-time top goal-scoring record. I mentioned it there. We know how much Harry Kane loves records. I think Harry Kane's ideal destination would be a Premier League club. And if Tottenham Hotspur do well this season and we keep Harry Kane, I think he'll sign a new contract because I think he wants to break that Premier League all-time top goal-scoring record. But then at the same time, he wants to win trophies. So it's a difficult one for Kane. But I see him staying this season because I think he wants to break that Premier League all-time top goal-scoring record. Whether he signs a new contract or not, it's a tough one because if he stays this season, right, which I believe he will, and he reaches the end of the season, he'll be roughly, 20, 30 goals off Alan Shearer. Will he stay another year? Will he sign another contract for another couple of years because he wants to break that Premier League record? Or will he then be tempted at the fact he can leave Tottenham Hotspur? It's a tough one with Harry Kane, but I think where there's a real possibility of Kane leaving, I think that's next summer. I do not see it happening this summer because he isn't pushing himself for that move, because he's still contemplating in his head what's more important, the trophies or breaking that Premier League all-time top goal scoring. I do think he has a connection to Tottenham Hotspur. I think there's something special about being a one-club man, and when you're at Spurs for so long, you will grow a connection with the fan base and the football club, which he really has. And yeah, I just don't see it happening. I think Bayern's bids are ridiculous, 60 million, piss off, but at the same time, I can't see Daniel Levy selling Kane for anything less than 100 million. And what club's actually going to put in a bid more than 100 million or more for a player with 1 year left on his contract? None. And I understand that as well. I wouldn't if I was an owner putting a bid for a player with 1 year left on his contract when you can get him for a free next summer probably. But I was speaking to a Bayern Munich fan, Liam, on the Bayern View last week, and it was a very interesting conversation. Go check it out after this video. After you watch the Solomon video, if you haven't already as well. But look, over at the Bayern View, I was talking to Liam last week about Harry Kane when the news first really emerged that Bayern had put in a bid. And he said to me, he goes, Robbie, what about the fact that there's a year left on his contract and he'll go on a free next summer? and you can get like 70 million, 80 million for him this summer, why not sell him? And I said, you don't realise how much of an impact one singular player has had on this team. Harry Kane carries this Tottenham Hotspur team, right? And I know it's 70 million, but I'd rather let him go on a free next summer than sell him for 70 to 80 million because of how much of an impact he has on that Tottenham Hotspur team. I genuinely believe, right, with the way the rest of our team performed and the way that the season just gone happened and took place, without Harry Kane and the season just gone, Tottenham Hotspur could have been in a relegation battle. The amount of shit that man got us out of. And genuinely, you know, without his 30 goals, which are ridiculous, by the way, and haven't got the credit they deserve because of how good Haaland has been. Without his 30 goals, Spurs would have probably finished 15th, 16th, and people laugh at that, but this is how much of an impact this guy makes, and I'm willing to keep him for another year, hoping that he'll sign a new contract and risking him going on a 3 if it's another year with his absolute top player, because that's what he is. He's one of the best in the world. In my opinion, the best striker in the world. I think Haaland's unbelievable. Yes, Haaland, okay, he's won trophies, got a golden boot, but I think Harry Kane, to do what he has done in this Spurs team, when this Spurs team around him have been performing so badly, I think it's unreal. I think it's absolutely unreal. And I think if he did move to another club, he could win trophies very easily. But look, yeah, it's a very interesting one. There's so many subplots. If this transfer saga was a move, it would be If this transfer saga was a movie, it would be The Departed, because there's so many layers to it, so many different things. You've got the year left on the contract. You've got, is Harry Kane himself going to push for the move? You've got the Kane's representatives are going to push for the move. You've got the Bayern Munich, are they going to increase their bid? You've got Spurs, are they going to sell for anything less than 100 million? Will it be a player plus cash deal? There's so many layers to this transfer. Like I say, if it was a movie, it would be The Departed, because there's so much to it. But look, my final answer, do I think Harry Kane will leave this summer? No. But the news we're hearing is that his representatives are set to push for a move. That could sway him a little bit, but will it sway him that much? I don't think so. I don't think so. So look, I think Harry Kane stays this summer. Representatives pushing, maybe there's slightly more of a chance that he does leave, but no, I'm standing by what I've said all summer. Kane doesn't leave this summer. He either stays another year and then wants to break the Prem record and signs a new contract and wants to win stuff with Spurs because it means more to him, or he leaves on a free next summer. Harry Kane doesn't leave this summer, in my opinion. But look, let's move on to the next piece of news. Manor Solomon. News came out last night out of nowhere, like around the Orton RKO in WWE, that Manor Solomon to Tottenham Hotspur is done. Nothing, not even Spurs are interested in Solomon. Spurs, you know, quite like the look of Solomon. Just out of nowhere, here we go. Just out of nowhere, I look on Instagram, you see Romanus' latest video. Guys, here we go. Manor Solomon to Tottenham Hotspur on a 4-year deal. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? But that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like the transfer. I think he's a very versatile player. He can play on the wing and attacking midfield. He's exciting, 23. But look, the latest news we're hearing on Manor Solomon, I made a video giving my thoughts, so if you want to hear all my thoughts, check them out after this one on the video I made yesterday. But the latest news on Manor Solomon is that a medical has been scheduled for tomorrow for the Israeli winger, and that Manor Solomon is set to sign a 4-year deal. I've heard rumours that it's a 5-year deal from some journalists. Most are saying that it's a 4-year deal though, so I'm going to stick with the majority. If it is a 5-year deal, then great. But look, seems to be a longer term contract on a free transfer, and the medical has been scheduled for tomorrow. But look, that is a wrap. This is going to be the last video you guys see of me in this room for about 2 weeks now, because I am going abroad. I've got my prom, as the Americans call it tonight. Party, I don't know why we call it prom, but anyway, I've got my prom tonight. Then I'm on holiday for the next 2 weeks. So this will probably be the last video you see me film in this room. I'll try and get some content out while I am on holiday. But I'll be honest with you guys, it will be a little bit more sparingly. I'll try and upload one video every 2 or 3 days. I won't be able to do daily uploads, I do apologise. But I'll more than make up for it when I do get back. 2 uploads a day, honestly. But look, I'll try and upload some more videos when I am on holiday, get a few out. If there's any big breaking news stories, promise you guys I'll make a video on it. But look, yeah, last video in this room for a few weeks. So look, take care of yourselves, all the best, God bless, have a smashing week, whatever you're planning to get up to. And as always, come on you Spurs, Enoch and Levy out, in Postecoglou we trust.